Let's get started, shall we? So, here's the kicker. I gave Fred a very detailed synopsis. That being said, he wasn't here last time, so you guys can't use him. So, what happened last time?
I believe in him. He could do it. No.
I literally have, like, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs I sent to him.
All right. Would it be
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
Okay.
about a lot more than I remember.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm the guy that planned the thing, so of course I know like the details of it better.
Where did it start? It started like after breakfast, correct?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
So, I believe after eating breakfast with everyone, we agreed to go to Expeditionary HQ. Wow, not remembering names right now. Oh, what's your character's name?
I mean, he
Great
doesn't have
question.
it right now.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. That was a bit at the end, wasn't it? Anyways, O's character is having a mild existential crisis of, I abandoned my team, am I getting kicked off the team? And Jess is like, no, you're fine. Just check with your team. The rest of us, and him, went to Expeditionary HQ. We met Ember, who is a lot darker this time. Bit personification reason. A lot darker this time. Talked to him, got some mundane equipment upgrades, not like +1 magic shit or anything like that, or even mastercrafted. Got some different gear for going into the water. Bumped into a really strange captain who wanted to see Varric's stuff.
I mean, you didn't really bump into him. He just sort of approached you.
Yeah. Just like, sup, I want to see your thing. It's like, Katie. Which, after meeting him, Varric and Abigail reappeared and was like, Varric said, don't let people see my things. It's like, yeah, should probably have been obvious. We got to see Varric's disdain of Ember in action, which he was much more reserved than I thought he would be. Which also kind of makes sense for him. Went back to Lance's place.
About it.
Yeah,
There's really no point.
Yeah, because they kind of both know where they stand on the situation.
And he's like, get rid of Ember.
Yeah, exactly. Go back to Lena's house, and from there we decide to pursue, I believe, yes, the brooch. We went after the brooch first, and then the coin thing happened while going after the brooch. We decided to pursue that. O's character decided to attune to the brooch and use that as like a tracking mechanism to basically find the previous owner, which worked very effectively. We followed that. On the way to find him, we heard about somebody that was looking for, I forgot the words exactly. I don't think it was a locket. I think it was just something. We heard about somebody looking for an item that I can't remember how to describe it. And after that, we were pickpocketed, one of us specifically, for a specific golden coin. We at least
Remember it fondly.
Yeah, we at least noticed him and have a good enough description that when we bumped into Emil, we could describe him to Emil, and Emil's like, yeah, I know the guy. Emil also assisted in finding the person we were looking for. What?
Ran into Emil first.
Mm.
Yeah. I feel like that's a big point of notice, considering how you guys are very suspicious of Emil being a criminal or not.
I mean...
So you ran into Emil first, and then while he was guiding you, you guys got pickpocketed. Whether or not those are just two happenstance things, or it's connected, that's up to you guys. I think there's some suspicion there regardless.
Anyways,
Ratsy.
Really not.
So we went to the docks, found the guy, talked to him for a little bit. Ratsy invited him to dinner along with like 5 other people, including a royal inquisitor that came to interrogate us about the previous night's happenings. And that could have went hilariously awry, but it didn't. And we talked to the guy. He gave the fucking brooch to Ratsy, and I think we left off there with Ratsy wanting to stay and help, and the rest of us kind of looking for.
Yeah, I should probably say the names.
Whatever.
Considering whatever, their names are important. By logic,
Hey.
I should refer to you guys as, hey, PC number 3.
That's
Sorry, I'm
that's
fucking
not
bad
nice
with
to say.
names.
Okay. Lily is doing her best.
Whatever. Yeah, so anyways, episode.
What was this rumor about a dinner party I heard mentioned of?
I mean, it's not really a room.
Yeah, I think Ritzy essentially just invited half the town to have dinner with us.
Emil and his girlfriend,
Hmm.
Barbium and Lexura,
Lexetti.
the Inquisitor. Gonna go ahead and say she's not coming. Which is kind of rude on her part, but whatever. No accounting for manners.
Save on money, others.
Oh, and something that didn't get missed in or mentioned is Ian's missing, and he's somewhere in the
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
old town, allegedly.
That's where Kaden thinks. Whether or not that's true or not, we'll see. I'll look something up. What was it? Oh, that's what it was.
Oh yeah, now I believe y'all were going to go try to get your coin back.
No, he says y'all. He doesn't include himself in it. Oh, that's yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, we made the assumption that Korik would not like being stolen from, even if it was a less than legally acquired item in the first place.
Yeah.
No one steals my stolen goods.
he would agree with the course of action you decided upon, but for different reasons.
So, let me first turn down to Sonya. Audio difference of this is probably really different. Okay, I guess not. It's really fucking quiet for me. There. So, pick up session right where we left off. Emil has already set off. Go notify both his significant other as well as Lexity. And Tharbium is basically about ready to go back to covering everyone's shifts and the like. Seeing as how he may have incapacitated at least half of the people who are missing for shift.
Can I just say, when hearing this song, I was like, man, this sounds like something that'd be in like Violet Evergarden or something.
That's because 100% is. It's surprisingly happy, despite how sad most of the episodes are.
You have to have your happy beats.
Episode 7, I think it is. It's the saddest one. It really is.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to watch it, but I was like, yeah, I like, emotional stuff in shows that have a good story, but like, also no one's getting punched or killed, so
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I like that mix.
I recommend anyone that has Netflix to watch it and, feel bad during episode 7. It's a real fucking heartstring tugger. Even to a miserable old bastard like me. Nonetheless, let's get back in.
He says as he's 21.
As he's literally the youngest person here.
That's the youngest one here. Nonetheless, my age aside, let's get back to it. So, yeah, Emil is off already. Tharbium is going to go back to work. Sounds like you guys want to pursue the coin, but the question is, how do you do so? So, I don't know, talk it over, both as characters as well as out of character. This would be something that you guys could have done prior to this week, but none of you guys bothered. So, have fun with that. So, tell me. Go on.
Didn't Emil say he had a feeling he knew who it was?
I mean, he told you who it was.
Oh, he told us who it was. Okay.
Directly who it was and who they work
where
for.
they came from, who they work for. Well, probably.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
He didn't tell you where they came from. He just told you that
Where are mine? Oh yeah, Barnabas, right?
Barnabas, yes.
Barnabas, that's it.
You don't want to shake down the wrong thief. Doing so probably pissed off like half of the criminal underworld and put you
Yep.
guys on someone's shit list.
That I would like to avoid.
Shit list, then hit list. In that order.
Just remove the S. Easy.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, we could just straight up track him down, but I don't know to what end that'll really. Just running around a city being like, oh, hey, do you know this person?
We could check with Emil to see if he knows like a base of operations.
Emil's gone, mate. How about this? How about I give you guys an encounter and you guys can wake up by playing through it, huh?
Okay, well, but you know, I would say, I think y'all definitely should, but Race is gonna stay in up.
We'll get back to that. As you guys are discussing how, both the circumstance of the pursuit as well as the, I don't know, reacquisition of the coin, Varric and Abigail are basically just sort of off to the side. They really don't. I mean, Abigail's interested in the coin, but she's also like interested in doing other stuff too. And Varric is Varric. So yeah, most of the dialogue and discussion of this coin. I can't think New York. I saw that. That's a good movie. Fantastic. Most of the dialogue and discussion about your guys' conundrum, we'll call it, coin conundrum, is all you guys. And you guys are just sort of, well, you guys are a notable presence in the docks, mostly because you guys are the only ones that are armed and armored. Everyone else here is just a dock worker and a ship offloader, etc., etc. There are some other exceptions here and there. You guys aren't too far from, or you guys are well within visible distance, at least, of the Royal Guard section. And obviously, there's a bunch of Royal Guards there who are obviously armed and armored. But you guys aren't Royal Guards and the like, so, that's its own league. Nautical terminology, pun intended. That being said, as you guys are discussing things, you guys hear the conglomerative, heavy, like steps of about 2-3 people approaching you. You can tell by the weight of the steps that these people are either very heavy or they're armored, and thusly very heavy. And you can sort of tell when you fucking look at them which one it is. Some sort of guard and his 2 subordinates, we'll say, are approaching you guys. You guys aren't familiar with the entire iconography of this place. That being said, just having been in the mainland, the symbology upon their armor and their equipment is an offshoot of the Wayward Guard back in the mainland. So the Wayward Guards are they're road guards. Some are lackadaisical road guards, or if you're in the Twins, they're basically equivalent of World War I and World War II veterans. Because the Twins has a lot of shit you had to defend the roads from. It depends on the region. So these are your colonial Wayward Guards. Or as you guys might remember from the previous campaign, the Way Set Guards.
Ah, it sounded familiar.
Yep. And again, 3 of them are approaching you. One of them is clearly just by presence, sheer presence, and the obvious honorifics, but insignias of rank. One of them is in charge. They approach you guys, but as they get closer, they sort of veer off and go talk to Abigail and Varric, who are just sort of off to the side. They're listening to what you guys are saying. They offer input every now and then, but again, they're not a main part of the conversation.
Swift Shield Company would have had encounters with these with the Wayward Guard,
Waywards?
right? Yeah.
Most definitely.
Okay. So I would be familiar with the their trappings, so to speak, and what they're about.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty straightforward. They're just as a city guard devotes their service into keeping the city safe, Waywards, and by ideological adjacentness, the way set are just the same for roads. Believing, true to exalted Lord Octavian's doctrines, roads are the lifelines of civilization.
Would they have a greeting or a phrase that they use?
No, not really. They're pretty cut and dry, bureaucratic, with just how they are. They're not like a brothers in arms sort of organization. They're just watchmen, or watchwomen, or whatever you want to defer them as. But the captain holds a hand to his two subordinates, splits off for them while they, just sort of stand at it, not at attention, but just at the ready. And he approaches you guys as a collective group. It doesn't seem like, well, you guys obviously haven't met him. You guys don't really associate with way sets because, you sort of found his shit for like 5 to 6 months. But he greets you all in a familiar way, as if like he knows you or is like an old friend you haven't seen in a long time. And he just simply greets you with morning.
Morning. I give him a casual out of respect.
He does. He reciprocates. You guys must be the expeditionaries I'm hearing about. There's a bit. You could tell there's a bit of edge when he says "hearing about," not in like a threatening manner, but more like in a bantering manner.
That's us.
You guys look pretty good for yourselves, despite the night you just had. Images flash to bar fights, bottles getting dropped on top of people's heads, stools getting thrown, stuff like that.
Certainly interesting.
Yes, I imagine it was. And it was quite the sight when I had to clean up the place.
Yeah, apologies for that.
He holds up like a dismissive hand. It's not like I was on duty, and it's not like I'm a city guard. But do try to keep that to just the bars.
I will endeavour to do such.
Hello, Tango. Hi, buddy. Sleepy boy. Anyways, my precious child aside. He sees Abigail and Varric, does like a 2-finger salute at them, noting their presence. Varric just nods. And then he just sort of does like a flick of like a pointing finger back and forth between you guys and Varric and Abigail. Just, are you guys signed on as a team?
I believe so, yes.
A bit of chill enters his voice at that. Well, he thinks for a moment as to how to continue. As expeditionaries and as Wayset, and he gestures himself at that, I imagine we'll be working quite closely together. And since we will be working so closely together, allow me to give you some basic advice when I wish I could have given back in the beginning of the first wave. So I'm going to do it now. Please do me and the city the kindest of favor and accept you're already dead. It's a sudden and morbid bit that he just almost sounds like a death threat in just the words he uses for it.
Accept you're already dead, and please do cut away that little shred of hope that's holding you back, that you're gonna make it through all this alive.
Keeping my face neutral, I just give a simple nod at that.
Taking that as like a point of continuement, the sooner you guys cut away that hope and accept that you're dead folk walking, the sooner you guys will be able to function as proper field troopers are supposed to. Without remorse, without fear. He like crunches his hand into a fist without restraint. Save a lot of broken hearts back here at home. He like, as he finishes saying this, he like scans you guys, just sort of really gauging your responses, seeing if you guys are actually listening or if it's a classic case of in one ear and out the other.
I was muted, Rip. I think the best way to describe it is, you know.
Man, that emote really got some use. Getting some use.
Yeah. I feel that's probably a shared reaction, to be honest.
Well, I leave that up to you guys. That's
You guys
Cork,
know where your characters stand in terms of this, in terms of like vocal
Cork's gonna give up a
desensitization.
little. He's gonna chuckle a little bit, just a quiet, small chuckle, and then he's going to say, "The road is indeed very long, and most of us will end up in a ditch somewhere alongside it. Fact of life."
He nods at that, like his eyes squint as to discern like whether you truly believe that which you say. Getting a mental reaction from it, he just unsquints and nods. Good to see one of you already has a head start. And I'm sure I don't need to say anything too. And he looks at Varric and Abigail. You too. One of the guards that he left, like, you know, slightly behind, like comes up and approaches him. Captain. Yes, of course. Well, I won't keep you expeditionaries any long. Enjoy, what is it, a week you guys have before you set out? Enjoy it while you got it. Take out the proper insurance policies, huh?
Thank you for the advice, Captain.
Lads, make sure you heed it. And then he regroups with his troopers and walks off. But as he does so, he like turns on his heel and does like a chest pound sort of. I guess it's a salute to you, and then departs.